Hey guys, good morning. It's Tony. As always, I want to do a pre-market overview of where the market is actually going, where it can go, and what everything kind of looks like today. Right? Futures are actually pretty green, to be honest. And yesterday when we were out on my live, I did say that I was bullish on the market, and it looks like we actually kept pumping towards the upside. Um, Recently, right now, you did see a small little drop on the SPY. I actually closed the bear trigger on the 30-minute. I actually started shorting here, started shorting at 378, so I should be in profit a little bit. Get rid of this. There you go. So I should be in profit a little bit on my shorts, but I don't think those are gonna hold. I actually think that we might end up pushing a little bit harder to the upside, especially after the dollar. Um, the dollar keeps more than likely is going to drop back to back to lows right now, and I think that's what's going to happen. So as of right now, you are on this range right here, right? You ended up breaking this range. Well, they didn't really break the range yet, but it does look like the dollar is getting weaker and weaker. And even on the daily, right? Daily, you actually have a bear trigger. There's like a 95% chance that you close this bear trigger on the daily, which is a significant drop, right? And even if you forecast the top highs, right, to low, not even forecast, but you run the drops, right, from these highs. Let's go like that, from trend to low, right? Every single drop has been, 4.7, 4.3. Let's run the high, right? Right, if we do a similar forecast in around 14, let's go with 14 days. Let's go with 6 days, right? A 4.3, just to be on the safer side, 4.310 in 4 days, right? 6 days, sorry, 6 days, which is the shorter end, right? Actually, let's do 14 days just to be on the safer side, right? In case anybody wants to do puts or whatever, right? So, still forecasting a similar drop. You are looking at, going back to like 108 on the dollar. And I do think we're going to keep dropping, especially if this closes. The 16-hour is still pretty bearish. The 8-hour is bearish, right? And then you're actually going to close a fresh new 8-hour bear candle in about an hour. So I definitely say I'm more bullish on the market than bearish right now. And I definitely think the market's gonna. It looks like it's gonna keep running and pushing to the upside, especially with the dollar, not really holding up too much. It looks like it's gonna keep dropping down. So yeah, just looking at the dollar by itself, I do think that you're going to actually end up dropping all the way back to trend. If this breaks though, if that trend actually breaks, you're dropping all the way back to like $103, and I guarantee that, because you are on, this is essentially a major trend, and this trend has been going on since February of this year. So if that major trend actually breaks, it's kind of rest in peace to the dollar. You're going all the way down to 103, and you can probably expect SPY to be at highs of 415, 420 in a month or so, right? But I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm only saying that if this trend breaks, right? If this major trend breaks right here, this little white line right there, if that major trend breaks, I can easily see us going back down to like 103 on the dollar, which roughly would equate us at, the last time we were at, 103 was back in what, let's say, May 2022 to June 2022. So May and June, June, so somewhere around this range. So definitely, I could definitely see, again, like a 415 SPX if we actually end up breaking those trends. So I can definitely see us run all the way up to like here, if the dollar actually ends up breaking that major trend, which it does look like it is. Just especially with the dollar closing bearish, a full daily bear today. Candle on the in 11 hours, but this seems very likely, right? You already broke the lows of this wick right here, right? A relative low. You broke the wick low, and now it does look like you're going to keep dropping. The 15-minute still looks like you're going to keep pushing down. You're actually going to close that 15-minute in 10 minutes. So I'm probably just going to take so I'm probably just going to take this trade, close. Because momentum does seem like it's going to be going down. I took a small profit there. This is how much I made today. I made 24K today, which is pretty nice. Overnight. NASDAQ, we'll do a buy. SPX, we'll do another buy. There you go. So now you have your buys right there. Don't need that right now. It does look, like I said, it does look like you're gonna keep dropping, which actually makes me extremely bullish on SPY towards the upside, right? And it does look like you're gonna push again. And today, you can actually see a 381 today. I think for the range of today, I am looking at. I don't think you're gonna have a major gap on SPY. And if it does get created, I don't think it's going to be like a huge, you're going to have this huge gap on SPY, right? This from 376 to 377. It's not a huge gap. You might actually, push all the way up to like 382-ish and then come back down and fill that. But I think as soon as you hit like a trend here, as soon as you hit this trend on SPY, I definitely think that you can, let me get rid of this. I definitely think that you can keep pushing towards the upside. But again, CPI is on, I think, Wednesday or something, right? So it really just depends. You close a 16-hour bullish trigger here, which would have been a perfect entry, right? You would have been up, like $2 and stuff, which is pretty nice. But I'm looking at this as being the first case of divergence, right? Usually divergence is, the third touch, right? You go like this, here, go like that, boom, boom, boom. And I wouldn't take the trade until here, right? Like I would take the trade until it gets to this third touch right there, right? We're on the second touch of trend right now, I think, right? Which is the 16-hour divergence there. So I think we're actually on that second touch. I think we're actually going to keep pushing towards the upside. And more than likely what that means is, whoops, ignore that, please. So usually what happens there, if I had to actually guess, what price would actually be right now is, it kind of makes sense right now that we're looking at a, forecast right now is like a 407 SPY, to be completely honest. That's where it looks like we're going. And if I had to guess how long it's going to take us to get there, we run from lows. When did we actually get this price? We ran up like $42 in 15 days. Again, this is considering if SPY is actually, if CPI is actually, flat or not flat, but actually lower than last month's. This took us, 15 days? 15 days. There you go. $41. Look at that. That's perfect. 419. Boom. That'll take us exactly to trend. Look at that. A similar move, a 16-hour bull from here to here would take us exactly to trend, which is absolutely ridiculous. Look at that. No coincidences in the market, bro. Again, if this trend breaks, it's game over, right? This is like the last trend that I would think. If this trend breaks, I think we're going down to like 350. But so far right now, I'm bullish. It does look like we're going to keep going up. The dollar's going to close the bear day. I would be perfectly comfortable buying like 410 calls for SPY for like 3 weeks out or something. I think that's what's going to happen. And I think we're going to keep pushing towards this level, in the next 2 weeks or so. As far as what is going to happen today, I think the range for today here, I'll give you guys a quick range, I guess. I think the range for today is going to be more than likely like 375, 381. I don't think you go back to trend. It seems like we have a lot of bullish momentum towards the upside. But it really does look like we're going to keep just, pushing towards the upside, especially if you break this previous high of 379. Did we break it? 3798, 3798.2, 3798.2. Yeah. You didn't break it, you're about 4 cents off. If this relative high breaks, I think we're 100% going to 381. But as of right now, it is looking like we're going to be moving towards the upside, right? Even right now, even if you do like a Darvis box, right? Your range is going to be somewhere around this area. This whole range is going to be, for today, right? That's what I'm looking at, essentially. You're looking at what, from 375 to 379. You have this whole range to trade right now, right? If you actually end up breaking above this relative high of like 379, you're more than likely going to actually be going to, let's do this. What's forecast right now? Yeah, there you go. That's roughly what I was thinking. Yeah, if you break this high, if you break this Darvis box, probably go into high 381s, 382s. Not be surprised if you come up to this area if you actually break this level, right? If you come down to 375 here, I would be careful at longing, because at that point you might actually have some strength in the dollar. So I wouldn't be looking for shorts today. I'd only be looking for longs, if you stay above probably like 377, or you break this 380 level, this Darvis box, and then at that point, I think we're going to like a 382 SPY, to be honest. Yeah, but that's kind of my range right now. That's what I'm looking for. I'm gonna be longing all of this, and again, I usually trade on martingale, so don't do that. It's extremely dangerous if you don't have a big account or you're extremely leveraged. But yeah, this is my range right now. I'm looking at 375, 379 today. If you break this relative low of like 378, you're probably going all the way back to 375. And at that point, I wouldn't even look for longs all that much because you're probably going all the way back to trend to 372 if you break this relative low, right? But if you break Darvis box here, solid chance you do something like this, right? Because if you break major resistance, then it's pretty bullish. You break this, you go to if you go to 382, you do that, you probably retest 381, and then you're probably headed back to like 390 right there, right? And this scenario seems likely just because the DXY is closing a bear day, right? Let me see. I'm telling you, there's like a 90% chance you close a bear day, right? And every single time that happens is what? You close a bear day, you keep dropping from 111, you drop to 109, so $2. Close the bear day around this area from 112, dropped all the way down to 109, so $3. Close the bear day from here, right? Roughly 110. You drop like $3. Again, you're going to 108. Same thing, right? It's roughly the same target, 108 or so. That's where you're probably headed. 108. High 108s, very low 109s. Either way, everything looks extremely bullish for the market right now, and I am, more than likely. See, you're starting to see a little bit of push to the low side of the SPX. And again, you just closed that bear trigger. So, I might have gotten out of my shorts a little too early, but again, that's really it. You break this low, 377, probably going back to 375. I wouldn't long here because you're probably going back to trend. If you actually take this and you wick down here and you actually start shooting up to the upside and you break this Darvis box, probably going to like 382. But again, for now, I'm pretty solid on the bullish side. I really do think that we're going to break this Darvis box, go up to 382, retest, and then that will probably take us to 390. And I think that, the dollar is going to close that bear day unless something ridiculous happens. So for right now, I'm pretty bullish. Your range is 375, 379. If this Darvis box breaks, should probably long. This will probably take us to 382, retest. We'll probably keep running to like 390 or so if CPI report comes out pretty decent. So I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.